Hey guys, how are we doing? Welcome to today's chat show. And this video was inspired by an article that I found in the Pattaya Mail. And I thought, you know what we'll do? Let's put this out here. Let's see what your thoughts are, what your views are. So please, guys, once I go through these points about the safety here in Pattaya, about things to consider, please would you be kind enough to drop your comment down. What do you think about the title? Now, the heading here says, what more tourists want for the safe stay in Pattaya besides motorbike checks. Now don't worry, don't be looking at me. I'll get Bo to put overlays of stuff that's going on around us so you get some random video footage to watch while we talk about what we're going to talk about. But before we get started, please guys, join us on Kick. There's a link in the video description down below. Kick is all about up-to-date information where we can be ourselves. We're not handcuffed about what we can say and how we can do things and music and all that kind of stuff. So have a look at Kick. We do instantaneous live walk-arounds so you can interact with me when I'm walking about and chat about, see what's going on. I'm going to do some interviews, some proper interviews where they can talk about what we know, but various things. So please have a look at that, guys, and jump into Kick. Right, so let's get started. The question then, what more tourists want for their safe stay in Pattaya besides motorbike checks? So it says here, the first one it goes to, it says improved public transportation and road safety. It says, besides motorbike safety, tourists want better and safer transportation options. Expanding public transport such as reliable bus services and ride-hailing options can reduce the need for risky motorbike rentals. More pedestrian-friendly areas, well-maintained sidewalks and safer crosswalks would also enhance safety for visitors who prefer to walk. And it's a good point, because the problem that we've got right now is one of the things is that there are walkways being put onto the roads around where the traffic should stop. And honestly, they don't. Some will stop, some will just keep going. Mainly the motorbikes will just pass you. They don't really care. They don't acknowledge that these signs, the red lights are there. So, if you are coming out here, one of the things you must be aware of is please don't think like back in your own country where it's a red light means you've got to stop. Out here, you still need to check, make sure that there's no oncoming traffic because they will run at you. So I don't know how they're going to police that, because right now, yes, there's a red light there. And unless you're unfortunate enough, which I really hope you're not, but unless you're unfortunate enough to be involved in an accident and then whatever happens says to the police, the light was red and they ran the red light, there's not really a lot more that they can do. Even with camera systems, if you ride on the motorways here and you've got it in a car and you're speeding and the camera lights flash, you never get a fine. You never get a fine sent to you. Well, if you do, I've never ever had one, and I know people that just don't, that have never had them either. So again, there's no real what you'd call incentive to adhere to the road safety, which although you should do, unfortunately many people don't do. So in terms of that side of things, that is an issue. And particularly it says here about the ride-hailing taxis. As you know, we've got Bolt and we have what we call the orange tabard. Now, the orange tabard taxi drivers are registered with the local police and also with the city hall, so they are accountable by their vest number. And we have Bolt out here. Bolt is an app which you can download, where you can get a cab for probably half the price of what they would charge you on the orange tabard. And it is causing a lot of issues here. Don't worry about your own safety in terms of hailing a cab or a motorbike. You are going to be okay. But what I would tell you is that if you are going to get a Bolt taxi, a motorbike, or just a motorbike, not the cars, but if you get a Bolt motorbike taxi, you will need to walk away from where the orange tabard people are, because sometimes it can end up in an altercation where the orange tabard taxi drivers are having to go at the Bolt because obviously they're getting undercut, etc. So, there is an issue there. How they're going to work this out, I don't know. I guess the only other real way for them to do is for them to use Bolt themselves, order a taxi, and when he turns up, say, right, fella, where's your license, where's all your safety, etc., etc. So, that is something to consider. Right, number 2, it says increased police presence and tourist assistance. It says here, tourists feel more secure when there's a visible and approachable police presence, especially at night. More tourist police patrols in nightlife areas, beaches and crowded spots can help prevent petty crimes like pickpocketing or scams. Easy access to emergency hotlines and multilingual police officers can also improve safety and response. And, when you look at what they're saying there about a bigger police presence, now if you go down Walking Street, they normally sit there on a big table. There's a lot of tourist police walking around the area, and, you're very, very easily accessible to the tourist police in Walking Street and the actual police. In LK Metro, it's not quite the same. We don't have I haven't seen for a long, long time any seated police tables there. So maybe that's something they could bring to the area and help with that one, because there's not really a centralised in the Soy Buakhao area way of connecting with the police officers. But at the end of the day, you can always call 1155. But also as well, the tourist police there, they do a really good job. And I know some people scoff and laugh at them saying, oh, they just want to be police officers. But at the end of the day, they're there for a reason. And they're there to help you. They're there to assist you. Most of them will obviously speak English, if not all of them. And they can communicate with the Thai police officer and be that bridging gap for you. So if you are in a situation where you need some assistance, then you've got them there. In terms of like pickpocketing and the scams, I mean, they're referring to things like the ping pong shows and stuff like that. And pickpocketing, that's, as you know, it's been in the news quite a lot about the gold, the lady boys taking gold from people. Again, I understand that side of things, but what you need to do is preventative measures yourself. If you're someone that doesn't drink that much normally and you're coming here on holiday, of course we want you to have a great time. We want you to have a fantastic time. But don't drink past your means. Yes, we can get drunk, we can have a bit of fun, and safety in numbers if you're with friends. But if you're somebody that, you're going to wander home on your own, you're legless and you're barely walking and you're staggering everywhere, unfortunately, whether we like it or not, the lady boys will think of you as an approachable target. In other words, they'll come up, they'll hold you. Lady boys are very, very forthcoming. They'll think nothing of giving you a hug and trying to squeeze you, your privates and all the rest of it. And then at that same time, they'll be trying to figure out a way to remove you of some valuable items if they can. So, please try to keep yourself out of that situation. Let's prevent the situation being there in the first place. And that way, you won't have to worry about it. But it does happen. Unfortunately, it does happen. But, let's not pinpoint it just happens here. It happens in London. It happens all around the world, So at the end of the day, you've got to be, fully compass mentis. But the ideal way of dealing with it is, if you do have expensive jewelry and stuff, leave it at home. Don't make yourself a target. There are a lot of people out here that are very poor, that live in, in existence that you and I are very, would never ever experience, luckily. So, they are very poor. And of course, if you're walking down the road with a big gold chain that's like, say, 100,000 baht, well, that's a year's worth of money for somebody, if not longer, probably more than a year's worth of money. So, don't make yourself a target. Stricter regulations on water activities. Now, this one definitely says here, Pattaya beaches offer various water sports like jet skiing, parasailing and speedboat rides. But safety concerns remain. Many tourists would appreciate stricter regulations, mandatory safety briefings and well-maintained life jackets to reduce accidents. Certified operators with proper insurance and clear pricing would also build trust. Now, if you rent a jet ski, I've made this video about jet skis many times. I've mentioned it in my videos. You need to be really, really, and I mean really careful. Make sure you video. Don't just take a photo. Make sure you video the boat, the jet ski's condition before you get on, and make sure you move it from side to side. Now, hopefully there'll be a couple of you, so make sure you can lift it a little bit out of the water. Try and cover any scratches, any cracks or dents or anything like that that's visible that you can see, and make sure you video it so you have got evidence that should, when you return to the operator, he decides that you've done that damage, well, then you can prove that you didn't. So, with the jet skis, they are there to entice you to go out and have fun. And yes, you can have fun, but you've got to be very, very careful, because if you do damage it or they think you've damaged it, you are going to be facing a hefty fine. And, they will call the police. And remember, Thai policeman walking around, Thai vendor, and there's you. So, you need to be really certain that you know what you're doing, specifically if you're on a jet ski. The paragliding, the parasailing, all that kind of stuff, yep, you can do that. Often down on Beach Road early mornings, you'll see people up in the air there. It's a nice experience. It's a great way of seeing the city from a bird's eye view. So it is a nice thing to do. But again, make sure you're very clear about what you're doing. Check your life jacket. Make sure it's all as it should be, because, God forbid something go wrong and you were to fall in the water, into the sea, the last thing you want is your life jacket just falling apart. So make sure you do. But, if they can do that, I think that would be good. It'd be nice. And like they say, that's something that they're looking at. Next one says, enhanced beach and environmental safety. Clean and well-maintained beaches contribute to a positive tourist experience. More efforts to manage waste, prevent pollution and enforce smoking bans in designated areas can improve the environment. Additionally, better monitoring of jellyfish warnings, strong currents and lifeguard availability would increase water safety. And, if you are somebody that's not a strong swimmer, I say a strong, you don't need to be Duncan Goodhue, but at the end of the day, if you are somebody that doesn't really swim very often, be very careful, guys. Be very careful. The currents in these seas here are quite strong, can catch you unawares. So again, it's something you need to be aware of, and just make sure, there's nothing wrong. If you want to go to water, just go and buy a life jacket. A lot of the beach vendors on Beach Road and down in Jomtien, and even in Naklua, they will sell the life jackets. There's nothing wrong, there's nothing embarrassing about wearing a life jacket to go into the sea. If it saves your life, well, then it's nothing embarrassing whatsoever. But be aware about that. Also, when you are in the sea, particularly in the shallow part, when you're walking, if you are walking through the sea, be prepared. There are rocks and stones out in the sea there. Some of the rocks are quite vicious, can cut your feet. I'm sure some of you have experienced it. I have. I've cut my feet a couple of times where you just tread and think, Jesus, didn't see that there. So be aware of that. Monitoring the jellyfish, to be honest with you, it's not an issue that I'm aware of on a regular basis. I might be wrong, guys. If you've had it, please drop your comments. The whole point of this video. But I haven't experienced that myself. I have in other countries, but not here. So again, just be vigilant about what's around you, particularly if you've got children with you. Right, the next one says nightlife safety and responsible business practices. Pattaya is known for its nightlife, but tourists expect safe and regulated entertainment venues. Regular checks on bars, nightclubs and entertainment business to prevent drink spiking, overcharging or scams will enhance visitor confidence. Encouraging responsible alcohol service and providing safe transportation options late at night are also essential. So in times of doing the checks, they are out and about making sure that all the businesses have got their licenses and talking about their fire regulations and stuff like that. So they are actively out there doing that. I see the police out there doing it quite a lot. In terms of drink spiking, that's more into a nightclub scene. So if you're in the nightclubs and you found yourself in the presence of a group of girls or whatever, just be vigilant about it. What I suggest you never do is don't go to the toilet and leave your drink on the table and come back. If you're going to go to the toilet, finish your drink, then go to the toilet, then come back, order another drink. And don't get them to order the drink for you while you're away. Just say, I don't want any more drink, I'll come back in a minute. Go to the toilet, then come back and then get your drink. Because that way, you alleviate any options where you're away from your drink and something may or may not happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but again, it's just prevention. Likewise with overcharging. I've lived here 11 years and every single time I go out, I always check my bin drink by drink. And all that does, it just gives out a little bit of a signal to the girls and to the people there that, I am going to check my bin and make sure that there's no drinks added on accidentally. Mistakes do happen. So again, it's just a nice preventative way to make sure that you're not putting yourself in a situation where later on you've got a bin and you're like, whoa, hold on, I haven't had all that. Because unfortunately, if it's on your bin and there's, you can't go back like 2 hours ago and say, I never ordered that drink 2 hours ago. You're more than likely going to be asked to pay the bill. And if you don't pay the bill, then the police will be called and then you will have to pay the bill. So, if you ever find yourself in that situation, think, oh, God damn it. The best way to deal with it is just pay it and take that one on the jaw and just don't go back. You're lucky here. There's hundreds and hundreds of venues to choose from. So if you are find yourself in that situation, just pay the bill, bite your lip. I know it's against all of the values that you bring to the city in terms of honesty with it, but just bite your lip and say, do you know what? Okay, fair enough. There's your money. See ya. I'm not coming back. The alternative way is like I do, check your bin every time. The service staff won't be offended, the girls sitting with you won't be offended. They don't think you're a cheap Charlie because you keep checking your bill. All you're doing is preventing this possible situation. Safe transportation. It says, well, there's plenty of safe transportations, but again, use an orange tabard motorbike taxi or use Bolt. If you're walking down the street and suddenly someone's on a bike says, mister, you want a taxi, you need a taxi? No. Don't do it, because again, you've got no accountability. If something happens, what are you going to do? Don't think, because the bike's got a registration plate that you can trace it to the owner. It doesn't. Very rarely, I don't even know where you register your motorbike. So, there's these things here. So just be very, very aware, guys. Health and safety and emergency service accessibility. This is the last one. It says quick access to medical assistance is crucial for any traveller. More multilingual medical staff, well-marked first aid stations on beaches and easily accessible pharmacies can make tourists feel more at ease. Additionally, clear guidance on travel insurance and hospital recommendations can help visitors prepare for emergencies. While Pattaya remains a top destination improving safety beyond motorbike checks will enhance its reputation as a secure and tourist-friendly city, strengthening public transport, enforcing safety in nightlife and water activities, and ensuring accessible emergency services will make visitors feel safer and more inclined to return. So, medical assistance. If you need medical assistance, first and foremostly, let's talk about the situation, why you might need medical assistance. Maybe you've been involved in an altercation, whatever. One of the things you must consider, and I highly recommend this, and the link is in the description below, is get Thailand legal protection. Join there. It's 795 baht a month. It gives you access 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, access to legal services on the phone where you can call a lawyer. They will advise you what to do in the situation you're in. They can even attend. A lawyer will come and help you out if need be. But again, it gives you that peace of mind. It gives you that option now where you think, do you know what? I've got myself a legal advice here. You know what to do. Because if you're in a situation, you're surrounded by a lot of Thai people and the police can't really communicate very well with you and you don't know what's going on, you don't know how to deal with it, the best thing you can ever do is just pick up your phone, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, call the Thailand Legal Protection Helpline and they will assist you. 795 baht, that's a few drinks. It's nothing for the whole duration of your stay. It's every month. It's a monthly thing. So I do suggest you get onto that, guys. In terms of medicals, if you need medical medical cover, go and speak to Jack at McAllen Insurance. Now, McAllen Insurance is located on South Pattaya Road. They offer a fantastic service. They've been here many, many, many years. So if you do need medical cover, go and speak to them. But ideally, what you should do is have medical cover before you come out. But if you're coming out here for a long haul in maybe 3 months or whatever, and you want some medical assistance, again, go and speak to Jack at McAllen Insurance, and he can help you out. First aid stations on the beaches, yeah, we definitely need that improvement because they're very hard to find. They are there, but you won't find them. So again, that really would be something that would help. And multilingual medical staff. To be fair, most of the emergency responders do speak a reasonable amount of English, so enough to get you by. But again, it goes back to the Thailand Legal Helpline. Just to give you that. Additionally, clear guidance on travel insurance and hospital recommendations. So when you go to hospital here, if you go into any of the hospitals, the first thing they want to do is see your insurance. And if you don't have insurance, the next thing they're going to do is they want to see that you have evidence and ability and be able to pay. So I guess the question you're asking, well, what about if I'm unconscious and then someone needs to be with you, or you need to have a point of contact that can make sure that they can deal with you. Otherwise, what they'll do is they'll transport you to a local government hospital, and that could be life-threatening. So, please make sure you've got your travel insurance and everything's documentations. I suggest you keep a photo on your phone and also keep a small, get your travel insurance, get it photocopied, reduce down the size, and keep it in your wallet, guys. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. God, I wish I'd done that. So make sure you do it before you come out, and that way you will save yourself any of these possible problems. Pharmacies, easily accessible pharmacies. Not quite sure about that one because literally wherever you walk there's a pharmacy. You're only literally a few minutes away from a pharmacy. So I'm not quite sure about why they say that. But again, when you go into the pharmacies, what you do need to be aware of, guys, is make sure if you are after a specific medication, go and make sure you get that medication. Don't accept an offer of a different brand that will do the same. Make sure you get one. If you go to Boots, there's Boots in the Avenue Mall, in the Festival Place. You can go to Mr. Tim's Pharmacy near the Avenue. He's very, very good. But make sure if that's what you need, make sure you've got the right medication that you can use. Right, well, there we are. I just wanted to cover this. I thought it was an interesting article in the Pattaya Mail. And I thought, the article links down below. All the people I spoke about, their links are down below. But I just thought it'd be nice to go through it and see what you think, guys. What do you think? Do you agree, disagree? When you come out here, what do you worry about? Let's not talk about the fun times. And please, when I say what you worry about, don't say, finding two girls in my room and the words come out. Let's keep it sensible. But what do you worry about, guys, in terms of when you come out here? Are there things that concern you? How do you protect yourself? That's a good question. How do you protect? Do you have insurance? Do you have a medical helpline? Do you have ID on you and all these kind of things? What do you do, guys? All right, there we are. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Just literally a recap on what's going on. Just food for thought. Let's call it food for thought. Okay, as I mentioned earlier on, please join us in Kick, guys. We are doing some really fun stuff on there. There's a link down in the description below, but please join us in Kick, guys. Come and join there. Follow us on that one. It's a bit of fun. We can be ourselves, me and Michael and when we go off and do our stuff. So have a look at that, guys, and come and join the fun over there in Kick. All right, thank you very much for watching. As always, please remember, hit the subscribe button. and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when I bring out a new video. If you haven't already, jump into TikTok. TikTok's all about daytime stuff here, restaurants, bars, hotels, things to see, places to visit. So have a look at TikTok, follow us on there. And again, if you're on the nightlife, we spoke a lot about nightlife today, have a look at our Instagram account and follow us over there, guys. There's about 28,000 followers, and we post regular daily videos and photos and updates on the nightlife that's happening right here in the city. So have a look at Instagram. If you are coming out and you want to plan your trip a little bit and you want to ask some questions, jump into Discord. It's completely free of charge. And there's a lot of very, very knowledgeable people on there. And if you are an experienced traveller, please join us on Discord to help people out that are not as experienced and share your thoughts with them. That'd be fantastic. It's totally free of charge. There's over 20,000 members in this. Come and join us on that. If you become a member here on YouTube, become an elite member. Please send me through a confirmation of your membership. And then what we'll do then, we'll send you access to our members only Discord. You also get a member's badge when you come into the card. So when you come into the Buzzing Lounge, when you visit, we'll give you a member's card. That card will entitle you to a free drink in the Buzzing Lounge every single day, be it a local spirit or a local beer. So if you're here for 2 weeks, you get 14 free drinks on us. And also you can go out to various venues around the city where Michael's been speaking to the bar owners and the restaurant owners, and they'll give you some perks back in return when you show them the card before you engage in either you're drinking or you're eating, whatever it is you're doing. All right, there we are. That's it for me. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And wherever you're in the world, stay safe.